The parties are over, but for many, the hangover from New Year's Eve is still going strong. How can you cure it? Ray Isle can tell us. He's the executive wine editor for Food and Wine magazine. Ray, good morning and Happy New Year.
That's good to see you.
I had something in here that says drinking expert. That's not a great title
drinking
for you.
expert sounds kind of wrong somehow.
It really does.
Really wine expert I like.
But a lot of people went out, for New Year's Eve, and they didn't intend to drink a lot.
Absolutely true. Moderation is a wonderful word, but on New Year's Day, there are a lot of people thinking, I forgot that word last night.
Yeah, we got a lot of products and drinks here. Let's talk about what works and doesn't work. One of the things that you hear all the time is the hair of the dog.
Classic hair of the dog. Yeah, people say, I need that hair of the dog the next day. It's going to help me out. The truth is, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It may psychologically help you, but you're basically your liver is still processing, everything you drank the night before if you drank that much. And the last thing, your liver's like, what did you do to me? And then you take another drink and your liver's like, wait a minute. I mean, come on, give me a break here. So you really don't want to add more alcohol to what is already a somewhat rough environment.
I've also heard that you're suffering dehydration because you've had a lot of alcohol. Yeah. So is the key then to start hydrating? Does that help?
The best thing you can do for a hangover, it really is water or hydrate of any kind.
But before, during, after?
Well, ideally you were drinking water the entire night before as well, because that's the prevention is even better. But if you neglected to do that, water in the morning is a fantastic idea. Or else something, you could do something like a smoothie, which gives you, with blueberries and bananas, you've got potassium in there, you've got antioxidants, you've got liquid as well.
Sports drinks going on.
Sports drinks, same thing. They're going to give you some of those chemicals that you've lost as well as hydrate you. But water is fantastic. Sleep is good.
Sleep is good. If you're hurting right now, this probably doesn't look really great to you, this plate, but it could help.
But
right?
it could help. Well, people talk about fatty foods, being a great hangover cure. It's actually not the fat you want so much as the protein, which kind of kickstarts your system. And again, because you're still processing things, you want your system to be working. And I think the cure, this thing is mostly psychological, because you get up in the morning, you're like, okay, I would really like some eggs and bacon, and you eat it, and you just feel happier. If you're me, for
or
instance.
maybe not, or maybe not. And here we've got the ingredients for a classic hangover cure involving a raw egg. And tell me what this other stuff is.
Prairie oyster. It's a raw egg plus Tabasco sauce plus Worcestershire, and this is one of those classic. This is going to cure you because it's going to just knock that hangover right out. Now, forget it. I mean, this would make you sick if you weren't hungover. I'm convinced. And if you want down a raw egg.
So
anyway.
Often in these kind of segments, we try things. This won't be one of them.
Yeah, I would say, just don't go there. You may have heard about it, but don't go. It's like the Romans in classical times. Their cure was fried canaries. Literally. And it's, you're talking about decline and fall of the Roman Empire. It's the same sort of thing. Why, don't do that.
Okay, we've got a variety of over-the-counter medications. Let's talk about this. And you're not a doctor, I know.
I'm not a doctor. Yeah. I did talk to a doctor in advance of this, and Bruce Yaffe, who's a terrific doctor. And the deal is that if you have a headache, moderation is the key again with this. Take a couple aspirin if your stomach will handle it. Acetaminophen has been shown, especially if you overdose on acetaminophen, it can mess up your liver, Tylenol and so on.
But combining it with alcohol.
Combining with alcohol is particularly not a good idea. Yeah. Again, moderation. I would just stick with aspirin. This stuff, Migralax, is kind of a cool aspirin plus soluble magnesium, which is one of the minerals you lose over time. It was developed for migraines. It actually works pretty well, I found, for headaches.
This is all good information, but I think let's be honest. If you had a hangover last night, are you really up this early?
Yeah, I'm wondering what we're doing here.
But for future reference, folks, Ray Isle, great to have you.
Great to be here.
Happy New Year.